Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are looking at a really interesting piece of gear. It's the AIDA Imaging HD3G-NDI-200. It's a full HD POV camera. And our mission really is to figure out what makes this camera a kind of hybrid solution. It's a bridge between, the old broadcast world and the new IP streaming world. Okay, let's unpack this because that dual capability, it seems to matter more and more right now.
Yeah, it really does. And what's so interesting here is that you can tell AIDA really gets where production is going.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got so many studios that are still heavily invested in, their 3G SDI workflows. For stability, for routing, it just works.
It's tried and true.
Exactly. So this camera doesn't force you to rip everything out. It gives you that SDI output right alongside the modern IP stuff. So you get NDI-HX, which is that high-efficiency version of NDI, and you even get SRT.
Which is so critical if you're trying to send video over, like, the public internet, which can be pretty unreliable.
Right. It's really a toolkit for this whole transition period we're in.
And I think the simplification part is, well, it's arguably just as important. We're talking about PoE plus power over Ethernet. This whole idea of running power, control, and your video signal over just one single network cable. It sounds amazing for cutting down on clutter. But I do have to ask, for a camera that's sending, say, 1080p 60, isn't there a risk? I mean, with data and power on one long cable, could you get dropped frames?
No, that's a totally fair technical concern. And the deep dive on that is really why they chose NDI-HX. See, NDI-HX uses a lot less bandwidth than full NDI.
Okay.
So it's much better suited for reliable delivery over your standard network and, PoE plus wide. As long as you're using decent quality cables, the whole architecture is designed to manage that. The camera's doing all the heavy lifting, so you just have to worry about plugging in that one wire.
Okay, so the workflow makes sense. Let's get into the image itself, the tech specs. It's a 12.8-inch progressive scan CMOS sensor, resolutions up to 1080p 60. But they also list the physical pixel size, 2.9 micrometers. What does a number like that actually tell us about how it performs?
Right, so that tells you they made a very deliberate choice. They favored image performance over just, cramming in more resolution. A pixel size like that is actually pretty generous for a compact sensor. It means it's better at gathering light, which means less noise.
Which is key, because these little POV cameras, they always end up stuck in weird, poorly lit corners.
Always. And for anyone trying to match this with higher-end gear, the output color space is 4.2.2 10-bit.
Which is huge. That means you can actually color grade the footage.
Exactly. It's not some compressed 8-bit signal that's going to fall apart in post. It can hold its own. And that detail is wrapped up in a physically flexible package, too. It's not a fixed lens. It uses a standard CCS mount.
So you can swap lenses, use real cinema glass if you want to.
You got it. And that flexibility extends to control, too. You can use the buttons on the back or a web UI. And it supports the legacy VSCA RS-485 protocol and the newer VSCA over IP, plus direct streaming with RTSP and RTMP.
Okay, so let's connect all this to the commercial side, the price.
Yeah, let's talk money because this is where it gets really surprising. The price today is $565. But here's the little nugget for you. AI added a 15% tariff back on October 9th, 2025. And that $565 price, it already includes that tariff.
Whoa, okay, so that context changes things. It's a much more aggressive price than it looks at first glance.
It really is. And on top of that, they throw in free shipping in the USA and a 2-year warranty.
So when you boil it all down, what does this all mean for someone looking at this camera? The HD3G-NDI-200 seems laser-focused on one thing, giving you every connection you could possibly need, SDI, NDI-HX, IP, while making the physical setup as simple as humanly possible with that one PoE plus cable.
Right. And that, I think, leaves you with a really interesting final question to think about. Now the PoE Plus has pretty much solved the whole cable clutter problem.
Yeah.
How much value is there in controlling it via VSCA over IP, which relies on your network stability? Or do you stick with the dedicated, rock-solid simplicity of a traditional VSCA RS-485 serial port? It's a new kind of trade-off to weigh in any new installation.